Hi, it's Ellen Violette, and today I'm going to talk about the power of intention, how I got my anthology done, how to crush it in business without crushing your spirit, how entrepreneurs can overcome depression and find success. And I wanted to talk about this because I think this is like a perfect example for talking about the power of intention. Because what happened was that I decided that I wanted to get more books done. And I also had wanted to do an anthology. And so last year I decided that that's what I was going to do. And so what happened is that a lot of things went wrong. So I started doing it. I started doing it in, I think it was like, I don't remember exactly what month it was in 2016. But what happened was that my husband, through a whole series of things, ended up almost dying in November. And while he was going through that, I was going through having, I had to have surgery on a tooth, and it was just horrendous, and I'm allergic to painkillers. And so it was just constantly throbbing. Before the surgery, during the surgery, it was numb, and then after the surgery. So I was just completely out after that. And so I thought, okay, well, 2017, it's a new year. I'll start again, and this is going to be a great year. And so January and February were great, and then I had a car accident, and this woman hit me, and she hit me on the side, so there was no bumper. It went right into me. And that set me back like 4 months where I really could barely work. I was exhausted all the time and in a lot of pain. And so what happened was, though, through the power of intention, is that I was determined that it was going to get finished, because now I had wanted to release it in December of 2016, and then I thought, okay, well, now it's going to be December of 2017, and it absolutely has to get out. So that was the intention, is that it has to be done regardless, to come out in December. And one of the things that made me able to do it and have that intention was feeling like I owed it to myself, but I also owed it to the contributors who had already signed up. And I did not want to let them down, and I did not want to let myself down either. And so, anybody who knows me knows that I try really hard to do what I say, but also there are things that happen in life that you have to deal with. But having that power of intention can really help push you to get things done when you think you can't. And sometimes you just can't. When the pain was so bad that I couldn't work, then I just couldn't work. But that's what happened. And then I finally said, okay, well, I'm going to get this done one way or another. And I pulled myself together, and we were working on getting it done. And then a whole nother series of things happened. The hurricanes happened. Part of my team was in Florida, so I had to get another team, and then there was an added cost to that. And then I had a misunderstanding with the person that was working on it, and I thought they were going to be gone for like a day. I was waiting to hear from them, and they were gone like a week. And then I had to get a third person, and then I had set up this whole web funnel, and there were some issues with it, and then she came in and changed the whole thing just to make it simple, but simple didn't work as well, and then it was too late to do anything else. So there was that. And then when I went to do my live call, I had spent all this time, finally getting the funnel working and getting the webinar ready to go and everything. And then I get on, and I had no internet that night. And it turned out there was an outage in my area. And I was like, are you kidding me? So, that's just some of what happened. I'm not even going to go into some of the other stuff. But the point is that I just kept going because my intention was to get it out, and to get it out on time. And so, that's what I really wanted to just, number one, impart to you, that no matter what gets in your way, when you have that intention and you have the motivation, it can be enough to pull you through no matter what. Because what happens is your mind says, okay, I have to get this done. How am I going to get this done? rather than, oh my God, I'm not going to get this done. So that's really important. And then, of course, having a plan, getting clear about what you want, writing it down. I mean, clarity is so important. I mean, I really wanted this book. I want to get more books out, and I actually got one out in September, which was Turn Your Book into $10,000 Clients. And here I was doing another one, for December. And also, there are different issues that come up with anthologies that you don't have when you're writing your own book. Because when you're writing your own book, you can go at your own speed. When you're doing it with other people and you're collecting information, I like to say it's like herding, or somebody said this to me somewhere, and I picked it up, it's like herding cats, right? So it's difficult. And even though, we set up a submission form and all that, people still sometimes don't fill it out, or they don't know what to do, and you just have to keep following up and working with them. So there are other issues. And you just have to deal with it. But what you do is you do make a plan and you set a deadline. And one of the things that I did in order to increase my intention was putting the book into pre-orders so that I knew that I had a date that it had to be done by. And that was kind of scary, to be perfectly honest, because I'd actually done that once before. And Amazon says, if you don't get it in on time, they might ban you for a year. Well, the first time it happened to me, I just contacted them and I said, look, I misunderstood, because I did misunderstand. And they said, okay, and they let me slide. But now that wouldn't happen again. So it absolutely has to be done on the day that I said it's going to be. Well, not on the day that it's live. You actually have to get it in a few days before that. It's like 3 days before that. But it was really important to be flexible but still be resolute. Okay, so there were a lot of times I had to switch gears, switch direction, punt, but I was still flexible, even though I was resolute that it has to get done by this date. And so when that happens, part of it is you have to learn to not be so hard on yourself. I mean, I'm continuously learning that lesson. And then the other thing is asking for help when you need it, and I needed help. And as a matter of fact, one of the things that I didn't say that happened was my partner and who was editing and helping me was Betsy, and she actually almost died. She's in a nursing home. She's finally going home this week, but that was another huge thing that happened in the middle of all this. So I mean, when I say we had issues, I mean I don't just mean little things. I mean they were big boulders that we had to move. But luckily she's on the mend, and she has been working with me on it, and also my dear friend who is a brilliant writer, Jillian Coleman Wheeler, too. But I had to ask for help, and I'm not great at asking for help. I don't mind hiring people, but I don't like asking for help. But I needed help. So the next thing is, be accountable. So share your intentions with people so that they can keep you accountable. I mean, I've been talking about this book and how it's coming out on this date. And as I said, I mean, just by telling my contributors that it's coming out on that date, I've had to be accountable to that. And then showing commitment, do something that shows that you're committed to it. For me, that just meant continuing to share with them what I was doing and that it was coming along, and posting about it, and letting people know that we're working on it. And then taking the actions that need to happen in order for it to actually come to fruition. So that's what we've been doing. And as I said, sometimes, you can have a plan and you can say, okay, well, we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. But I can guarantee you, I mean, I've done this so many times with products and programs and things, that there are always things that you either forgot, or especially when you're doing something new. I had never done a collaboration book before. So there were definitely things that came up at times that I wasn't, thinking about, or things like that, and you just have to deal with it. You just have to deal with it. You have to find a way. And that's really the great thing about masterminding. When I'm able to talk to my partners and close friends about it, they can sometimes show me things where I'm getting stuck in my thinking. That happened to me with the membership. We thought we were going to do a membership right away with this, with the book. And then I realized that there was some software I needed to learn, and that there might be a learning curve, and I didn't want to say that I was going to do something that I wasn't quite ready to do. So we ended up making a free group that we'll be promoting soon. And, again, just being flexible but being resolute. So that was really what I wanted to share today. If there's something you want, you've got to get clear. You've got to have the intention. You've got to be resolute but flexible. You've got to plan, and then know that the plan's going to get messed up. You've got to deal with blocks that come up, and be accountable, show commitment, and take action. So that's it. That's what I wanted to say today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.